Page 8, Still, Still, Still is a very beautiful piece, very calm piece. You could fall asleep to this piece. Common time or 4/4 time, no sharps or flats in the key signature. We're in the key of C major. Make sure you can do the C major scale. It's kind of important. I won't go into the reasons why, it just is. I explained the stuff in this video for C major scale. You can do that. I want to talk about a few things here. For the most part, I don't need to really change anything. It lays out just fine, but let's just cover it and make sure we understand what's going on. In the right hand, you're starting here. The eighth notes, 1 and 2. We're using the awkward fingers, but that's good. We need to use the awkward fingers, so don't shy away from them. At first, I connect everything, and then measure 4, and then third finger. This way, it's easier to reach up here for the fifth finger, and that's the reason, because we've been using 4, and that's a stretch, so just third finger. And then here, see all of these 4 notes, and measure 5 and 6, it's just an extended C chord, so we finger it that way. And then collapse. 1 and 2. Bring the thumb down and bring the hand down. And they say here 3, you can bring up here if you want. I could also do 4 and 2, but I need a 2 on the D and measure 9. Over on page 9, let's go down to the bottom, somewhere around measure 22, you're here. 2. And then you get bass clef, you come down here, it's an E. And you're done, yay! Left hand. Well, left hand has treble clefs. You see both steps of treble clefs, so you're up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, this is fun, this is exciting. But you got enough to do in the right hand, so that's fine. Measure 5. The fourth finger is fine if you want. Fourth finger, just reach down. Again, I connect everything at first if I can. And come up, measure 7, that last note is an F, and then down. I can't connect that. Well, I can, but you don't need to, just come down. And they say 2-1. That's okay. Usually in this passage, I'll do a 3-2. It's similar to the fingering that would be in a scale video. Different notes, but it's still that fingering, and that's typically what I use. I'm accustomed to it. 2. Or you could do it 1 and 3, 2, 1. Here also, you could do that. You pick a fingering. If it's different than the book, pencil it in and stick with it. That's fine. Just as long as you connect these notes. And then again, I'm going to go ahead and use 5 here, and this is measure 9. I'm going to do 5, 3, 1 on both of these. Here, because this way I can use 4 up here, scrunch up for measure 10, 4. They could have put this in treble clef and not have all these ledger lines, but you need to know these notes anyway. So that 3 ledger lines above the staff is a G. It's just a C chord. And here, it's similar to what you had on measure 5 and 6, except you're reading bass clef instead of treble clef. And then on measure 13, they give you treble clef back. Wasn't that nice of them? It's like you had at the beginning. Let's go down on measure 9 to the third line. It's last measure. It's measure 21. You're here. You can do here and then up, or I can do it 2, doesn't matter. And then this ugly looking chord in the half note, well, spell out the chord and figure it out. It's a D, an F, and a G. It's a G7 chord, huh? So it's a... So try and get them down at the same time and enjoy that mess. And then measure 22. Here, A flat, and then all the way down here is C. And the last measure is treble clef up here. Put the hands together here at the beginning. Now when you go to put the hands together again, you're going to hesitate all over it. Doesn't matter, it's fine. You're just trying to get the hands, the notes, the fingers that go down together to go down together. Measure 5, where it starts, you're here. And I'm still trying to connect all the notes. Let's go over to page 9. It'll be the last 2 lines. Measure 19, you're here. The left hand's got to come down. So get your right hand up, you're ready to go. Here. Now you can, if you want, go ahead and let the left hand down, or you can leave it there until the 4 counts is up. It's up to you. I usually leave it there. I just kind of freeze until the count is over and I can lift both hands together. Then go back through and get rid of the hesitation so it's a nice flowing beat all the way through. As far as articulation go, they don't give you any. You got slurs in the right hand. Lift up. Lift up. So it's like taking a breath is all. In the left hand, they're giving you these slurs starting measure 5. I disagree. I would connect all this left hand together. If you can. You can't always, but connect it all together as best you can. It's the right hand phrasing we want to hear. At the beginning, when you get this, again, I disagree. I would connect all those 8th notes together. I would not lift up until at the end of measure 4. Then you do, because take a breath to start the song. So I would connect all those 8th notes together. Same thing on measure 17 and on, connect all these 8th notes. Connect everything. Again, I'd connect all this together in the right hand. I'd even connect this. So you got to get off this a little early. There's a poco retardando means slow down a little, not a lot, just a little. Yeah, don't slow down a lot. The idea is the piece is not a fast piece. I'm playing it way too fast to shorten the video. But when you have a fairly slow piece anyway and you go to slow down, you only slow down a little bit. Don't slow down much, otherwise it starts to drag. No. There still needs to be a sense of pulse, a sense of beat, even when you slow down. And when you slow down too much, you lose that. As far as the dynamics go, it goes, of course, to the melody, which is the right hand here. And that includes the introduction, which is the first 4 measures. So this left hand needs to be very soft. You'll have to decide what moderately soft is. And it depends on the situation. It's not a set value. And then a measure 4, you're going to come out. And that note's by itself at moderately loud. The left hand's still going to be soft. Staying basically in the moderately loud area. You can get a little louder and softer after you get into the music and you feel the music. You're not worrying about the mechanics and what note and rhythm and all that junk. You're just feeling it. You can put in swells and so forth. Then I'll measure, 18? They come back down to moderately soft. Like you were at the beginning. And you're staying basically moderately soft. That's kind of boring to me. I like to put in a little bit of swell. You have to figure it out. It's like in measure 7, or the pickup to measure 7 in the right hand, the melody. I could put in a little swell in there. I go ba da da da, ba, da, and then come back off. Ba, da, da. I can put in little swells in these in cases if I feel it. I'm going to do it. As far as speed goes, it's a gentle piece. About a you can find recordings of this and listen to several because they'll play it at different speeds or sing it at different speeds. It's a gentle piece. These eighth notes just flow along nice and easy going, not too bad. This is why we can get away with using the awkward fingers. Yeah. Then of course they've added pedal because we want the overtones. We have time to hear everything, which is a problem because then it gets blurry. And we don't want it to be blurry, we just want the overtones. So if I pedal it the way they're showing, it sounds like this. And it's overlapping, so the notes go down first and then the pedal. And I change the pedal after I play the notes. So it overlaps. Just hang on to that for a bit. If I do it with a metronome, I'll hold on it for 2 counts instead of 1. However, back to the pedal, if that sounds okay to you, go with it. It's not too bad. They're changing it on the, they're at least changing it every 2 beats, so it gets too much if you hold it down all the way. I mean, it's all in one chord, but that's the melody, and we like to keep the melody sort of clean. So that's okay. I think for the most part you can actually use their pedaling here. I'm surprised I'm saying that. You have to experiment. What's the sound you're after? What do you like? You try it. Change the pedal or don't change the pedal and compare the sound. And one minor change we can try is maybe measure 4 here. That last note is by itself. I could lift up on that note and then put it down again right after you play it. So it's by itself, but put it down immediately after you play it, and that's because we want to connect it to the next note. And the only way I can connect repeated notes like that is to put the pedal down. So it's like so. If you would prefer a little silence in there, then don't pedal. Don't put the pedal down until the next measure. That's kind of a nice effect. You have to experiment. Maybe one time you play it one way and another way. Try different things out. I like to play it with you slowly. Let's just check all the notes and rhythms. Not going to do any dynamics. The fermata, I'm going to hold that 2 counts instead of 1 so I can stay with the metronome. So I'll give us 4 counts. Let's try it together. 1 and 2 and ready and go and.